Hey everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. How are you today? It's Friday, August 10th, 2018. There is some very interesting things going on right now, and I don't want to blow this out of proportion in any kind of a way, but German banks right now, as I am doing this video blog, are getting hammered. Deutsche Bank is down 6% alone, and pretty much across the spectrum, European banks are suffering. Even here, our financial sector is taking a little bit of a hit. Now, what's driving this? I mean, wow. You and I think we already have a handle on what's going on, but it all goes back to the fact that the European debt crisis, you remember all that? It was never fixed. All they did was pile on more debt. And you can see what's going on here right now. The world is awash in debt, and it cannot be paid back. Institutions have borrowed beyond their ability to just keep things afloat. I mean, right here in the United States, we're in the same boat. Our Treasury Department now, and I've been talking about this to the point of nauseum, is expanding their bond offerings. We need to issue more debt just to sustain where we are. So geopolitical events are heating up as well. The Turkish lira is getting slammed right now as our dollar vaults higher. Why would our dollar vault higher? Again, it's the knee-jerk reaction. Whenever there is turmoil around the world like we're seeing now, we had the same thing occur right prior to the last meltdown, is the knee-jerk reaction into the US dollar. And again, the stronger dollar, as I've been outlining for you, and it should make perfect sense to you, is not good for international trade, companies here in the United States involved in international trade. So, look, I think the fact is this: if you were to watch Fox News, CNN, MSNBC, you would never know that there is a financial crisis going on right now. All you're going to hear about is Donald Trump and this, that, and the other nonsensical thing. All of these news networks are being put there as a distraction. They do not cover any news anymore. It's unbelievable, and this is what people are going to be so blindsided by the next meltdown, whenever that may be. What we're seeing here in Europe, this should not be a surprise to anyone here whatsoever, at least if you follow this blog. I've covered this at length so many times. And the issue of global debt is going to rear its ugly head on every single one of us. And I'm not saying we're seeing the opening salvos, but we might be seeing the opening salvos right here. This entire environment is just off the Richter scale fake. And it's all being built up on the back of exploding debt. I mean, look at what's going on here in our country. And I've spoken about this. I'm going to cover it just real quick. President Trump could have handled this whole issue with trade imbalances that have been going on since time immemorial in a different way. Chose to do it this way for a reason. It forces our central bank here to keep those printing presses going. It also, again, sets a precedent for bailouts. Now, let me talk about this trade war thing real quick, because I keep getting, especially after yesterday's video, people talking about how we're going to win this trade war. Let me explain this to you. There is no winning here. There are only degrees of losing. All right, we already had a loss by having to bail out farmers, and that's just the first salvo here of bailouts, which are coming, no doubt about it. So just sit back, enjoy the show. What's going on here right now? Stocks are down here across the board. Doesn't mean they're going to stay that way, at least, because I could just about guarantee you that they're going to try to prop up that bond market like you cannot believe. We see the same thing over and over and over again. However, the European debt crisis still exists, never went away, and this could be the beginning of something here. If these European banks continue to bleed like they're doing right now, you have to understand, all the banks are connected to each other, no matter where they are in the world. So, is it possible that there could be a contagion here? Of course, absolutely. All of these banks, they're insolvent. All of them are insolvent, operating off of a fractional reserve system. Your cash isn't even there, even though you think it is, and it shows on your digital screen. Oh, look at what I have in my bank account. It's not there. But people just don't get it. They don't know how the system works. So let's keep our eye on this. Very interesting. If geopolitical events continue to heat up, this whole thing will get worse. And just remember what I said. There's no winning here. There are only degrees of losing. All right? With that said, we're going to sum this all up at the end of the day. It's going to be all kinds of lovely. See you then.